Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Om Gyanatimrandhasya Gyanaanjanashakaya Chakshurunmitam Yen Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Vishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So welcome you all for the 7th session on Bhagavad Gita. So today we are going to understand more in third chapter. So till now we had studied and read from Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, second chapter, and the beginning few verses from third chapter, wherein we have very elaborately we have discussed about the nature of the soul, nature of the body, and in brief we have talked about the laws of karma. More details will be discussed about laws of karma in fifth chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so yesterday we are talking about that what are exemplary yogis we had to start. So yesterday we had talked that if anything is done for the pleasure of the Lord, then one gets delivered. Instead, if someone works for his own sense gratification, then karma bandham, he will get uh, bound by the reactions, chain reaction of the activities, the karma. Whatever activity performed, the intention matters. The intention affects the result. If you are doing the same activity for Krishna, then it has no result, no bondage. If the intention is to get benefit for our own self, for our own family, self, these are same word related to the body. So we are just trying to gratify, that is called extended sense gratification. If we are trying to gratify the sense of our family members or the society or the nation, that is called extended sense gratification. So one has to get into the bondage of reactions of the activity. So now there are people who are liberated, still they do perform activities. Why is it that? So we'll know about them. For example, Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee of the Lord, liberated soul. Still he came to this planet, and he worked so hard. What for? So here we will understand today, third chapter, text 17, 18. So it is said here. यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टस्तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते. Those who are established in the self, Atmarati, they are taking pleasure in the self, and they are Atma Santushtah, they are completely satisfied in the self, and Atma Triptah, he is satisfied with his own self. Then for such a person, there is no inherent karma that he has to perform. There is no obligation for him. There is no obligation, nor he is having any interest to do it, nor he is forced to do, nor he has interest, nor he has any motive to perform it, any hidden benefits. He has no benefit. So still he works. So what is the reason that he is happy in all the condition, internally is happy, Atmarati, Atma Santusht, Atma Tripta, still he is acting. नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थो न कृतेनेह कश्चन न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिद् अर्थविपाश्रयः. This is from third chapter of 18th verse. Third chapter 18th verse. Now comes the 19th verse. तस्माद् असक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर असक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म परं माप्नोति पुरुषः. Both are acting. The person who is Atmatript, Atmarati, Atma Santusht, he is also acting, and the person who is attached to this material world, he is also acting. Where is the difference? Difference is in the consciousness, and that is a big difference, very big difference. That is going to change all the game. The person who is attached, those who are attached, those who are in bodily conception, they are attached. So tasmat asakta asaktam, always attached. Unattached. Asakta means unattached. Sakta means attached, unattached. Karyam karma samachara. Asakto hi acharan param apnoti purusha. And by doing activity without attachment, asakta, he attains the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if you are performing the activity without any attachment, then we can attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And one will be very happy also in the material world. So why these people act, though, even if they are liberated, then why do they act? That will be discussed soon. So is there any example who acted like that? So I just told about Srila Prabhupada. And there are many pure disciples, pure devotees across the globe, Srila Prabhupada disciples and Prabhupada disciples. So they have no attachment, still they are acting. Lord Krishna is giving the name of Janak Maharaj, the father-in-law of Lord Ram. Ram Navami is coming soon. On 10th of April 2022 is Ram Navami. कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम् आस्थितः जनकादयः लोकसंग्रहम् एवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि. Karmaneva hi sansiddhim. There are people who have perfected in their prescribed duties. Still they are acting for educating the people, their population, their audience. Kartum arhasi. Some question. Loka sangraham, for the welfare of the people. Why Janakadaya? Janakadaya. Janakadaya means there are many people like Janak. Janak Maharaj was a liberated person. Still, one of his name was uh, Vadeha. Vadeha means he is not attached to the body. He is not attached to the body. He is at the soul level. So why they act? If they are unattached, why they act? So reason behind यद यद आचरति श्रेष्ठस्तत्तदेव तरो जनः स यत् प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तदनुवर्तते. They act because it is common uh, fashion, common style, or common way of living that the people, those who are considered to be standard in the society, ordinary people follow them. Ordinary people follow them. So those who are ordinary people, they follow great souls. They and those who are great souls, they don't follow ordinary people. They create the standard. They create the standard. They don't. Uh, if our senior, who might be an ordinary person, if he is not following the standard, we should not get uh, misdirected, and we also start acting the way he is acting, which is which is which should be avoided. So those who are great souls, they follow the scriptural codes. They act as per the instructions given in the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Shastra, scriptures, Guru and Sadhu. So they act as per the instructions mentioned in the scriptures. Those who are common men, they don't know about the scriptures. They just do whatever a very famous personality do. For example, in Bollywood, people are actors. They are having different hairstyles. So common people, what they do, they have that style. If a heroine is wearing a filthy dress exposing her body, then what will the whole world do? They will also start exposing their body without understanding whether or not this is going to be beneficial for the society. So that is the culture. Common people, those who are ordinary people, not living as per the standard, not having great uh, character, living very superficial character and uh, mentality, just living, not having any standard in their lives, not having any moral codes in their lives. They just follow the populace, they just follow some leader person and they just live like that without understanding whether this is a good character or a bad character. But those who are great, they follow scriptures and they set the standard. Those who are great, they set the standard. So yad yad acharti shrestha, shrestha people, great people, whatever standard they set, acharan they perform, tat tat eva itar jana, ordinary people they follow their standard. Sayat pramanam kurte, and whatever example they set, praman, example they said that in this situation I did like that. Lokas tad anvartate, the whole populace will follow them. They will also do the same pramada, same activity they will perform, same action decision they will take. So it is very important to that those who want benefit of the society, they should become exemplary. They should become exemplary by reading the scriptures, by hearing the instructions from great souls, and they should try to imbibe these characters, these qualities in their own lives and set the standard. They should not blame others that others are not following, so I should not also follow. This is a mentality of itar jana. Itar jana means ordinary people. So if you are blaming others that nobody is there to set the standard, so I'm also not following the standard. I'm also living like a inhuman, an animal. I'm living like an animal, just living, eating, sleeping, depending, mating. So that is the mentality of Itharjana, just blaming or giving uh, excuses that I did this because he also did, because he did. So this kind of excuses come from Itharjana, ordinary people. But those who are great, they never blame anyone or give any excuse for their misconduct or anything. If there is any misconduct, they will accept it and they will say that it happened because of my misunderstanding or whatever might be the reason. They will tell that and they will accept and they are ready for the punishment. And they won't keep, pass the blame upon others that because he did, I learned it from him. If you are learning it from an ordinary person, third class person, it means you are also a third class, you are also an ordinary person. But if you are learning from great souls, if you are learning from the scriptures, it means your goal is very high. Your goal is Krishna, then only you can follow the footsteps of Krishna. Otherwise, there will be many impediments in the path of advancement in spirituality or our ambitious life, anything. But really, also, many impediments will come. But if our goal is high, we just uh, we just go over them. These whatever problems are there, we just try to solve them, not just making them excuse and say that I could not be successful, I could not do this, I could not do that because of this. So blame game will go on without any end. So that is the difference between Itar Jana and Sreshth Jana. So it is upon us whether we want to become a Sreshth Jana or Itar Jana. Lord Krishna is giving now his own example that I also act. Though I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything comes from me. I am the creator, I am the maintainer, I am the sustainer, I am the enjoyer, I am the proprietor. Still I am acting. What for? He will tell. न मे पार्थास्ति कर्तव्यम त्रिषु लोकेषु किंचन नानावाक्तम अवाक्तव्यम वर्त एव च कर्मण न मे पार्थास्ति कर्तव्यम. There is no kartavya, duty for me to perform. Trisu lokesu kanchana. In all the three planetary system, there is no activity, there is no duty for me, even small duty. He is the controller of everyone. Who can give him any duty? Nana vaptam, there is nothing for him to obtain. Avaptavyam, nor there is anything unobtained to him. Everything belongs to him, so nothing is there to be obtained, nor there is anything which is unobtained. He has no desire to obtain anything, nor there is anything in the world which is not belonging to him. Varta eva cha karma, still is happening. What for? What is the reason? यदि ह्यहं न वर्तेयं जातु कर्मण्यतन्द्रितः मम वर्तमानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्यः पार्थ सर्वशः. He is saying because if I don't act, what will happen? Mama vartmanuvartante. Whatever standard I set, whatever activity I do, everyone follows that. People will say that Krishna did like this, that is why we are doing it. If I don't act as per the standard, so we see that whenever Lord Krishna comes in any incarnation, be he Ram, Lord Narsimha, so standard, he sets the standard. So different incarnations have different agendas. Like Lord Ram, when he comes with the agenda to set the moral codes in the society, how a human being should live. When he came as a Narsimha, now he has no moral code. Now he has an agenda to show to the world that my devotees are always protected. When he comes as uh, Vyasdev, then he's having an agenda to establish the all the scriptures. So different when he comes in as Krishna directly. So Krishna is the supreme personality of God. Lord Ram is Maryada Purushottam. Lord Krishna is Purna Purushottam. So he is acting as the God should act. What is God? So he is giving full definition of God. He is the enjoyer. Up to unlimitedly he is the enjoyer. So when we have to understand what is God to the fullest degree, we have to read about Krishna. If we have to read what a person should behave like as a son, as a husband, then he should read the past tense of Lord Ram like that. Many in a incarnation, different incarnations with different agendas, different goals. Otherwise, people keep complaining that Lord Krishna did like that, Lord Krishna. So we have to understand. So न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेद् अज्ञानां कर्मसंगिनां जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तं समाचरन्. न बुद्धिभेदम, and those who are very much attached to their activities, so those who are intelligent, they don't disturb their tiny intelligence, tiny mind. If someone is very attached to their whatever they have, then those who are intelligent, those who are preachers, they don't go and directly tell them that you are attached, leave all these things and just surrender it to Krishna, because they are not going to get accept it. No buddhi bhedam, they don't disturb their buddhi, their intelligence. Whatever you are doing, okay, no problem, you keep doing. Just little bit try to offer it to Krishna. That is what they teach them. Jo sahit sarva karmani Vidwan Yukta Samacharan. Just try to be a little bit inclined towards Krishna. So a person who is sober, then he does not disrupt their minds. Rather, he should engage themselves so that they can be engaged in the service of the Lord, rather than directly tra- stopping them that whatever doing you're doing wrong. So slowly they will get purified and their intelligence will get broadened, and now they will be ready to accept the instructions in due course of time. So the difference between a person who is attached and one who is not attached, what is the difference? The mentality is described here. प्रकृतिः क्रियमाणानि गुणः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहम् इति मन्यते. प्रकृतिः क्रियमाणानि, actually whatever is happening in the world, that is being carried out by the prakriti. Prakriti means nature. So we know that different people have different nature. One's nature might be very angry nature, one might be very humble nature. So different people have different nature. So prakriti kriyamanani. So whose nature? Krishna's nature. It will come later on. So everything that is happening in this material world, that is uh, carried out by guna karmani sarva, by the three modes of material nature. By the modes of material nature, as you can see here, the yellow one, this is mode of goodness, this is mode of passion, the red one, and the blue one is mode of ignorance. So guna, there are three modes. Now the modes are entering in our discussion. This is first time when modes are discussed here. Guna karmani sarvasa. Actually everything is carried out by the three modes, and different people act uh, differently depending upon their mood. For example, in the picture, as you can see, the labor is working, he is in tamoguna, so he is acting like that. You can see the picture here, and the person who is ordering him, he is in mode he is run by mode of passion and goodness. Now you must have seen those earlier. It used to be, there used to be a game by which a person used to play the toys having some threads in their hand, and the toys would perform. But here we see that we are not bound by any ropes. So these ropes are invisible. These three modes, everyone is acting in these three modes. For example, if someone comes to us and he starts speaking ill about us, so we get angry. And some other person, he is not getting angry at the same time. So why we got angry? Do we desire to get angry, or we got forced to act that way? So anybody can understand that we got forced. We didn't want to be angry, but anger came upon us. It overpowered us. So that is called modes. So we got in that mode. So mode are the driving force. Guna karmani sarvasya. Actually, there are these three modes only. Goodness, passion, and ignorance are making the whole world move in different ways. But the people, ahankar mulhatma karta ham iti manyate, those who are proud and those who are foolish, they think that I am the doer. If one is very intelligent, that is because of the three modes. If one is very hardworking, that is because of three modes. So he starts giving credit to his own self that I am so intelligent, I am so smart, I am street smart, I am with it everything. So he starts giving credit to himself. That is why it is said ahankara vimulhatma. Ahankara means the proud person, and vimulhatma means is foolish. Kartaham iti manyate. He is considering himself the doer, which in fact is carried out by the modes of material nature. Everything, if one is very expert in uh, any field, maybe let's say dance, one is very expert in music, one might be expert in software making. So different people are expert in different things. So why different people are having expertise in different things and others are very dull? Because of the three modes. But we think that it is because of me. So that is why it is said ahankara vimudhatma. In fact, everything is carried by three modes, but we start considering ourselves the doer. That is the problem. So one who is intelligent, he will understand that three modes are the factor. But these three modes are under the control of Krishna. As we can see, Krishna is above them. The lotus feet of Krishna can be seen here. Now Lord Krishna says, Mai sarvani karmani, Mai sanyasya mat, Mai sarvani karmani, Sanyasyadhyatma chetasa, Nirashir nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva vigata jvaraha. He is saying that whatever activity you're doing, you do it, but you just depend upon me. Mai sarvani karmani. All the activities, sanyasya, you give up that upon me. Adhyatma chetasa. And your consciousness should be spiritual. Adhyatmic chetana. Nirashi, we should not expect that result, any result. Nirashi, any ashas. Hope should not be there because I am doing this, I should get this. Nirmama, I did this, that is why it belongs to me. Nirmama, this is mine. Mam means mine, mine, mine. So not having this attitude, nirmama, bhutva yudhyasva vigata jvaraha. You fight. That is how you should fight and give up vigat jvara, lethargy. Give up lethargy. So we should act. Again, you can remember the sloka karmaleva adhikaraste. Almost same meaning. That you should not be a karmi. So vigata jvara, don't become lazy, but act with the mood of that you are not the doer. You should surrender all your works unto me with full knowledge of me, without desire for profit. Nirashi, Ashi means Asa means he is having the uh, hope, he is having the desire of fruit. But here it is a Nirashi. And Adhyatma Chitsa means he should be having the consciousness of spiritual consciousness, Krishna consciousness. So we should act with Krishna consciousness. This is what Lord Krishna wants. So the purpose of the Gita, what is purpose of Gita? Attainment of pure devotional service. So Krishna wants that he should be the goal of our all activity. Whatever activity of performing, the goal should be, the focus should be towards Krishna. Nirashi nirmam bhutva. We should not be, our goal not should be upon the profit that we are going to gain, or getting the proprietorship upon what we are acting. So in that spirit we should perform without any lethargy, without any laziness. यमे मतमिदं नित्यम् अनुतिष्ठन्ति मानवः श्रद्धावन्तो न सूयन्तो मुच्यन्ते तेऽपि कर्मभिः. Now hearing this, one may become very envious of Krishna, that everything I will do and I will give I will offer everything to Krishna, surrender everything to Krishna, nirmamo, without any proprietorship mentality that it belongs to me. And adhyatma chetsa, that while acting I should be thinking about my own enjoyment, or I should be thinking about service to Krishna. Adhyatma chetsa, this is ridiculous. One may think like that. He may become envious of Krishna because of this mentality, that I want to enjoy, that is why anybody is working. I want to enjoy, or extended sense gratification my family should enjoy. Why? Who is this Krishna? He is coming in the picture. I am the person to enjoy. The whole world is thinking like that. That is why everyone is trying to cheat another. Everyone wants to enjoy. And if someone wants to enjoy, another person should be enjoyed. So that is why fighting is there. Krishna is saying, remove all this ignorance. Just keep me in the center, no fight. Ye me matam idam nityam anutishtanti manava. Those who take this guidance of Krishna, instructions of Krishna to their heart and soul, matam idam nityam anutishtanti, and they worship him with these instructions. and they follow Shraddhavantu, they follow the instruction very faithfully, Anasuyantu, without any envy, Anasuyanta, with faith without envy. Sometimes one may get envious because Krishna is asking that I am the enjoyer, you give up everything to me. You are earning whole month working hard, and at the end you got some salary, and now Krishna is asking surrender that salary to me, give it to me. So who in the world would work hard whole month and at the end he will get the money and offer it to the temple? Nobody. People will become envious. So Lord Krishna is saying that Shraddhavantu Anusuyantu Muchyante Tepi Karma. He will be liberated from all the karma. There will be no karma pantha. So here we should understand that when Krishna is asking that you should surrender everything to me, does it mean that we will starve? Because if we are not getting any money, we are just working hard, so where will we eat? Where will we get money from? So that much money which is required for our own need, that is allowed to take, but rest should be given up, because that is the money which we should take, that it came to get distributed for those who are not having it. So need versus greed. The problem in the world is, if I am earning 10,000 rupees, so my need will be that 10,000. But when I am earning 1 lakh rupees per month, then my greed will take the form of need, and I will think that I need 1 lakh rupees to survive. That is the problem. So Krishna is not talking about 10,000 rupees. He is talking about 90,000. 10,000 is for our maintenance, but 90,000, that is for the welfare of the society. Welfare of the society, not material platform. Adhyatma Chetsa, spiritual platform. So that is what Krishna is asking for. So we should be meditating upon this, that how can I serve Krishna, what is my need. If I ask that please take copy and pen and write down how much you need, you can put everything, how much money you need. Once one of our senior devotee went to a corporate seminar, and he gave 5 minutes to write down the money that you require, salary, how much. Nobody, after 5 minutes, nobody could write down, because there is no end to greed. They had no end. They had never thought of it. How much they need. They started running. The moment they got the intelligence to got them to earn money, they start running to earn money without understanding why they are into this rat race of earning money, getting fame, name, becoming a cool guy, a very best man of the month. So not thinking why I am here. So that is the problem. So Lord Krishna is saying that एत्वद्येतदभ्यसूयन्तो नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतं सर्वज्ञानविमूढस्तान् विद्धि नष्टान् चेतसः. But for sure there will be people who will become envious of Krishna, and they will disregard these teachings and do not follow them regularly. They are to be considered that they are bereft of knowledge, and they have been befooled. Sarva Gyan, Gyan is finished. Vimudhan, befooled. Tan Vidhi, Nashtan Achetasah, and they have ruined in their endeavors for perfection. They are ruined. So they want to be successful, they want to attain success, but their effort will be ruined. They will not be perfect, they will not be successful. Why? Because they are envious of the person who is giving good counsel to them. For example, parents say that, oh, beta, you work hard, then you will be successful. If we start becoming envious to them, what hope will be there for us? सदृशं चेष्टते स्वस्यं प्रकृतेर्ज्ञानवानपि प्रकृतिं यान्ति भूतानि निग्रह किं करिष्यति. So everyone has to work as per his own nature. Instead of running away from the struggles in our life, as per our nature, we should get engaged. In spite of whatever challenge may come, we should never leave our activity, our prescribed duty. If he is a Brahmana, he should never give up teaching to the society. The problem may be innumerable, but he should never stop. A Kshatriya should never stop from ruling, from giving punishment, from uh, doing the reign properly. So, like Vaishya, he should never stop getting indulged in business and farming, trading. And Vaishyas, he should never stop in for getting name, fame, or the good reputation. He should not stop serving the other three higher sections. Because artificially, nigraha kim karisati, artificially stopping work will never get us liberated. Prakritim yanti bhutani, everyone will be forced to act as per their nature. So nigraha kim karisati, how it is possible that nigraha, the artificial repression of the activity can help you, senses can help you. No, it cannot. So we are having deep desires in our heart. So those who are knowledge person in knowledge, they act as per the nature. Just repression artificially that uh, if someone is, for example, in mode of passion, Kshatriya's nature, then if anything wrong goes, then he will get angry. He cannot tolerate. So he should go into the Kshatriya spirit activities, like he should get into army or police or politician, and he should do something. So whatever nature one may have, he should get involved in that. One should not repress that no, that is not good. Going to this field is not good. Whatever is your nature, you will be forced to. Even if you go to other activity, you will automatically get diverted by your moods. So better to engage our senses in the activity wherein we are in moods for the pleasure of Krishna. Krishna should be in the center, as we can see in the picture. Krishna here is in the center, as you all can see. Krishna is the center. Then gradual purification will happen. Gradually, will get purified. Now, performing all these things, there might be question ki why, in spite of our desire that we want to do good, we don't want to get carried away sometimes by our own internal things. What are the problems that we are unable to do many times? We want to do good, not to do bad, but still we are forced to do bad. What is that thing inside? Enemy of the soul. Has it ever happened to any of us that we don't want to do something wrong, but forcibly we got to do that? Not force was not from outside, but from inside. For example, uh, you know that a person who is get angry at you, and you should not uh, retaliate. You should rather just hear, because he is a good gentleman, but for the time being, because of some mistake, he got angry. So instead of being uh, tolerant, we retaliate and we also fight later on to be uh, atone. Later on, we become very morose that why I did this. So, what is that enemy which forces us to get us act in a way that we don't want to act, but we are forced to? For example, we don't want to sleep in the morning. In spite of alarm, so many alarms keep snoozing. We get up late in the morning and we start blaming to our own selves. So what is that which is not allowing us to do the way we want to go the way we want to go? So that is the question of Arjuna. Arjuna vacha athikena prayuktoyam papam charati purusah अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय बलात् इव नियोजितः अथकेन प्रयुक्तोऽयम्. What is that cane by which papam charati purusah, human being, human beings, they get engaged in the pap activity, sinful activities. Anichanna vivarshane balat eva niyojita. Though they are not desirous of doing it unintentionally, they are forced balat eva niyojita. They are forcefully engaged in such activities. So Lord Krishna is answering. काम एष क्रोध एष रजोगुण समुद्भवः महाशनो महापाप्मा विध्येनमिह वैरिणम्. Arjuna, take it that this is because of kama, the lusty desires in our heart. That is the cause of our bondage. Kama is a, krodha is a, and the anger. Rajoguna samudva, which is arising because of mode of passion. Mahashano mahapapma vidhi enam ihavaranam. This is all devouring. Mahashana, ashan means it will eat everything. It will devour everything. Mahapapma, and it is most sinful enemy. Vidhi enam ihavaranam. Know it to be the your greatest enemy. Ihavaranam. In this world, nothing can be greater enemy than our own lust that is there in our heart. Our mind gets attracted towards opposite sex. That is because of the lust. That is the greatest enemy. That is the greatest enemy. Getting lusty behind opposite sex, that is the greatest enemy in this material world. And there is lust for other things also, like wealth, too much attachment, and wine, whatnot. But the greatest danger, the greatest problem of any human being or any living entity is the attraction towards opposite sex. That is the biggest problem, and there is no solution to it. Only one solution is there. What is that? Chanting the holy name. No other solution is there. No knowledge will come when this fire will come in our heart. The fire of lust will arise in our heart. No knowledge, all the knowledge will get burned. Mahashano, it will devour everything. Mahashana, it will eat everything, even our knowledge, even our intelligence. Everything will be devoured when it gets burned within us. Lust is to be found even in the mosquito. But the moment it sees, it will be sleeping in ordinary case. But the moment mosquito sees the she mosquito, the lust will get fired up. It will get blasted. Similarly, the lust is always sleeping in dormant condition in our heart, but the moment it sees the opposite sex, automatically gets fired up. So that is all devouring. At that moment, our knowledge will be finished, our intelligence will be finished, and we will get involved into Mahapapma, very great sin later to be repented. We will repent later. But for that time, nothing can help. So, what is the solution? What to do that time? We should chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That is the only way. Also, Vaishnava songs are there. We can read the Vaishnava songs, get in the association of devotees at that time and start reading Bhagavatam. That is the only book. More is given about lust. Lust, this topic, nobody knows that this is the problem. Lord Krishna, so scientific Bhagavad Gita is. Everything in full detail it is given. आवृतं ज्ञानमेतेन ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा कामरूपेण कौन्तेय दुष्पुरेण नलेन च आवृतं ज्ञानम एतेन. It covers the knowledge, jnanam, of whose? Those who are in knowledge, jnaninah, nityavarina, and it is the eternal enemy of a person in knowledge. Because when lust will come, it will cover the knowledge. First of all, the knowledge will be covered, then there will be no difference between a foolish person, a person having no knowledge, a layman, and a person in knowledge. There will be no difference. Both will be at the same level, animal level. Kam rupena kaunteya duspurena analena cha. So this Kam, O Kunti, son of Kunti, duspurena, it is never to be satiated. Duspurena, like anal. Anal means fire. It is burning like from inside one will start burning and his body temperature will get increased. When he gets affected by lust, his body temperature will increase and it will burn everything. And in fire, whatever you put, it will burn. It knows no limit to the fuels. You may put any fuel, any amount of fuel, it will burn it down into ashes. So there is a story. One college student, he went into the college. This is standard college in India, NIT, story of NIT, and every, you can say story of every college, IIT, NIT, every college. He got into the college, but this is a real story, happened few years back, and he got a friend, girlfriend in first year. So they were very famous. Boy had a bike, and the girl was beautiful. They were in the college, different departments, and after the classes get over, they were in the canteen or roaming around in the city, like Romeo and Juliet. They were talk of the town or the college, talk of the college. Everyone was talking about them, and there was a backlag. The student got failed, the boy, but girls very smart they are. she was she get passed, keep passing, and enjoying with the boy. Boy was having big bike. In the fourth year, girl got passed, she got placed, and the boy was still in third year. So when he was in fourth year, he got a news from his friend that your girlfriend, she is getting married, and this is her invitation, marriage invitation. He saw that, he got really very frustrated. He had a big bike, big tank, fuel tank. He took all the fuel from the bike, put on his body, and burned himself. So we can see that this is a true story. And so many stories are there. You can read today's newspaper, you find many. That this lust, it devoured all his money, all his good intelligence, all his talent, his whole career, and at the end his whole life. This lust got. But this is how it is. The person will not be able to curb the lust on his own strength, because the only source to get out of the lust is the knowledge, but this knowledge will also be get burned down. So what is the hope? The mercy of Krishna. We can only pray. So what is the step? So that we can curb from our side, there should be some effort, and the mercy of Krishna, together we can get out. इंद्रियाणि मनोबुद्धिर अस्याधिष्ठानम उच्यते एतर विमोहयत्येष ज्ञानम आवृत्य देहिनम. इंद्रियाणि मनोबुद्धि, about the senses. So first of all, the gross matter is the gross matter is there. This is very dull, and better than higher than gross matter is the senses, that they are not that dull, and higher than the senses is the mind, and higher than the mind is the intelligence. So that is the steps, that is the step. And the lust attacks on mind, intelligence, and senses. These are the places where lust resides. So our body is made of only these three things: mind, intelligence, and lust. Senses, touch, whatever we externally see, that is senses, and mind, intelligence, we don't see, there also lust is there. Even though we might be in a room, not our senses might not be looking at something which can arouse lust in our heart, but our mind is already fed with so many lusty thoughts, and so many newspaper, so many articles, so many billboards, so many movies we have already seen, not only in this birth, many births in the past, not only human birth, many births in other living species, that it can uh, pop up any of those images in our heart, and our heart will get starts burning because of that lusty thought. So these are the three places where the lust is to be found. So this is the place of our enemy, from we can say post, where it attacks. So this is the place where it is to be found. So when we have to attack our enemy, these are the places we have to attack. तस्मात्त्वम् इन्द्रियाण्यादौ नियम्य भरतर्षभ पाप्मानं प्रजिह्येनं ज्ञान विज्ञान नाशनम. So first post is the indriyani. So we have to attack on that the first, because controlling the mind and intelligence is really very very difficult, but controlling the sense is little easier, because this is gross. We can close our eyes, but we cannot control our mind. We can keep ourselves in a room, but mind can run anywhere. So therefore the first step to control the lust is that control start from senses. Indriyani adau, start from senses. Niyam ya bhartarsava, put them under regulation. So there are four regulative principles. Papmanam prajihenam jnana vijnana nasanam. And slay this destroyer of knowledge and self-reliance. Papmanam prajahi. Jahi means conquer. He enam. This enemy you have to conquer. Jnana vijnana nasana, which destroys our jnana means knowledge and vijnana means realization. Whatever realization we had in the past, that for example in the past we were entrapped by this lust, and we got the realization, oh this lust cheated me, but this realization will not help next time again, because this lust is so powerful that it will eat not only our knowledge, it will devour even our realization, the experience that we had in the past. Nothing will work. So before anything bad happens to our senses, anything bad input is going to get received through our senses, we should stop our senses. So that is the first step. If you want to control the mind, if you want to move ahead in spirituality rapidly, so the very first step is to control the senses. So what is the rule? Niyam ya bhartarsava. In the very beginning, the moment we come to know that senses are so very dangerous, they are like venomous serpents. So they should be detoothed. Their bites, their teeth has to be taken out. So from that very time we should start using our senses in the service of Krishna. Four regulative principles are there. No meat eating. Start controlling your senses. Tongue, starting with tongue. No meat eating. No gambling. No intoxication, and no illicit sex. So these four regulative principles, along with the 16 rounds of holy name, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, plus service to the Lord, Prasadam, these together will help us if we want to control our senses and not becoming the victim of lust. Because why in senses first? So इंद्रियाणि पराण्याहुरिन्द्रियेभ्यः परं मनः मनसस्तु परा बुद्धिर्यो बुद्धे परतस्तु सः. The senses are इंद्रियाणि पराणि आhu. They are said to be higher than the gross matters. Indriyebhya param mana, and man is considered is not considered. This is higher than the senses. Mind is higher than senses, and still higher is the intelligence, and still higher is the soul. Yo buddhe partah tu sah, and higher than buddhi is sah. Sah means soul. So highest is the soul. So controlling the soul is most difficult. Controlling the intelligence is little more difficult. I mean, let us not get confused. Controlling the matter is most easiest. If you want to control a book, you can control like this. But if you want to control the senses, it will be little more difficult than controlling anything dead matter. Controlling the mind is little even more difficult than controlling the senses. And controlling the intelligence the most difficult. And even more is controlling the soul. Now let us, this is negative part, now let us get positive part, let us get some hope. If soul is controlled, intelligence will get controlled, because soul is higher than intelligence. So if one is spiritual, then he can control everything, because soul means spirit. So those who are spiritually powerful, they can control intelligence, they can control mind, they can control senses, they can control everything in the world. Those who are spiritually powerful. Those who are intellectually powerful, they cannot control the soul, but they can control the mind, they can control the senses, they can control the dead matters, like scientists. Those who are mentally strong, they can control the senses, they can control the dead matter, but they cannot control the intelligence, they cannot control the soul. So, what is the solution to curb this most dangerous enemy in our life? To become spiritual, strengthening our soul part and controlling our senses. So these two ends, sense end and soul end, just capture them, become spiritually strong, at the same time control the senses. To control the senses, follow four regulatory principles. To become spiritually strong, chant 16 rounds together. Now you can bind them and everything will be nice. So that is how it works. Evam buddhe param buddhva संस्तभ्यात्मानमात्मना जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो कामरूपम दुरासदम. Thus knowing oneself to be transcendental to the material senses, mind and intelligence, soul is above all of this. O mighty armed Arjun, one should study the mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence. Deliberately uh, we should deliberate our spiritual intelligence and control the mind. Mind will be steady and senses will be controlled. Deliberate spiritual strength, Krishna consciousness, and thus by spiritual strength conquer the insatiable enemy known as the lust. This is what we talked very easily in few lines, but practice is very difficult. Our whole life will go for this practice if we start today. If we don't start today and wait for getting old to practice these things, in old age we can never do, because vairagya is most strong when we are young. Now one may say that I'm not young anymore. No problem, but whatever your age is, you start practicing, and by the power of Krishna consciousness, by chanting the holy name, controlling the lust will be very easy than for those who are not practicing the devotional service. Rather, they are trying to control the senses on their own strength, like Mayavad is going to the forest and Himalayas. It will be very difficult for those yogis. They might be very famous giving the big lectures, but in private, if you say their sensors are not that controlled as much a new devotee in ISKCON is, because that is the power of the holy name. Because the devotee is dependent upon the holy name, the power of the holy name, power of the mercy of the Supreme Lord. But yogis, Mayavadis, they are dependent upon their own strength. Very tiny. A human being is very tiny, as his own will, mental willpower is also very big. But though, if you talk about the power of the Krishna, this is unlimited. Thank you very much. We stop here. If anybody is having any question, you may ask. You are free to ask. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we open the floor for everyone to ask the question. You can put the question in the chat box. I think there is no question. Nobody is raising the hand. Okay, let me see if there is some online question. Okay, if there is any question in Zoom, we can wait. You can raise your hand, and then we'll be sure that there is any question, or we'll stop here. Electronically, you can raise your hand. Okay, so we find there is no question. Thank you very much for joining us. Tomorrow we'll start from fourth chapter, which is going to be again very important chapter, transcendental knowledge. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,